He's been wondering about the Classicos. He's been on ever since he's become a Barca fan. Things have been going his way. The script is now flipped. At the Camp Nou in the semifinals of the Copa del Rey second leg, Real Madrid 4, Barcelona 0 for an aggregate of 4-1. Barcelona is now eliminated from the Copa del Rey. The domestic treble is now off completely, despite them being 12 points up in La Liga, but at least one less trophy that'll go into the Camp Nou this year. And the club, I'm actually going to call it a treble because I'm not going to hate on the Club World Cup because we easily could have got worked by Flamingo if we weren't together. And Carlos seeing some of the boys he may be coaching, but the Cup treble is on. We are champions of the Club World Cup. We are in the finals of the Copa del Rey, and in the quarterfinals against Chelsea next week, Real Madrid. Wonderful. Charles, the match today, clearly you guys are a little bit shorthanded. I'll let you go first, brother.
I mean, we got hands and feet put on us. We take it on the we take these ones on the chin, man. This is like all I had some when my homeboys was here watching the first half was it's the eternal rivalry, man. This was what makes it a big deal. Like we can smack you guys 4-0 in the Bernabeu last year, and then you guys can turn around the next year and do it to us. So I mean, this is what makes it great. The ebbs and the flows, it is what it is. Like I can't that's why I don't really trip on it because it's like I at a certain point like I know we can't we're not gonna beat you guys 5 and 6, 7 times in a row. It's just not gonna happen. Like you're too good of a squad. Definitely thought and at the same time like tactically we're running out the same exact tactics. Everybody knows where everybody's gonna be.
Yes,
and so it's not I don't as much as I think Big Ron. I think even he's won you over Big Ron's the man, but at a certain point, good offense beats good defense, and he's not going to him asking him to contain Vinny for hundreds and hundreds of minutes of football is a big ask of anybody. So I knew eventually Benzema is going to get loose, and so it just happened today. I definitely think we lack continuity in the midfield. You definitely saw. We could get by in a couple earlier games against you guys. We could get by with no Pedri because we still had Frankie, but not having Pedri and no Frankie in there, like I was saying earlier, is like taking both straws out the drink. So it's just there was nobody in the midfield to kind of break those things down. I love Kessie's good and Sergio Roberto is a good utility player, but like I said, once you take Frankie out, there's a lot of balls and this is the first time that we were actually slower in midfield. Or at least as you actually guys had us in midfield with Valverde with his legs, and usually in these games it's Frankie's legs and Pedri's legs that are stretching the field and really giving you guys trouble in the midfield, and weren't able to do that because we got older guys out there in the field. So not Kessie and Frankie are the same age, but Sergio Roberto and Biscuits back there. So I mean it happens. It's why another reason why I love the game is we go from so close to scoring that first goal ourselves to giving up a goal. My man, I'm going to keep pointing this out every time. Jules Koundé is the best player I've ever seen at goal line clearances. He has a real knack for getting to a ball on the line that I've never seen a defensive player have. I've been pointing that out to you for months. I've been pointing that out to you for months. I don't know how he does that, but he's a real a point of emphasis for him. But like I said, I just think injuries got the best of us, and then once you start having Christensen's not out there, Frankie's not out there, you're losing your spine, and then I think that's when it matters that your best center back is playing right back because he's not there to help clean up things in the back. He's stretched out wide. When if all of his conditions are well, he can manage out there. But if once those injuries add up in the middle of the park, it's actually better to have him out there. He had the best chance to score, I think, of the entire game for us. It was our best highlight by far. Am I allowed now to air out our striker?
It's time. It's time.
They call him? To be a striker, you have to strike. So Robert Lewandowski, we have called him a Wiener Schnitzel merchant, an Oktoberfest merchant. I just can we trade can the country of Spain trade him to Germany for Danny Olmo? Can we just get Danny Olmo back? It's pathetic. So I ran some quick numbers on an envelope because this is how serious this shit was today. In the games that
by
were
the way, can we real talk? I love numbers on envelope. I write
yes,
notes.
I get this from my mom.
I don't
I
know
get this
what
from
it
my
is.
mom. Yes,
It's got it from your mom, right?
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Yes,
That's some mama shit.
yeah.
I literally write on envelopes. I straight will have a whole effing diary page, which is like, here are my notes. Like somebody's wondering, like, oh, it's on that AES bill, AES, NDB, and our electric bill. Go ahead, carry on.
So, in the games that have mattered for Barcelona this year, I'm not going to sit here and discredit teams, but in the games that have mattered,
okay,
that is the five games against Madrid this year, the 2 games against United, the 2 games against Bayern, and the 2 games against Milan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mr. Lofton, how many goals do you think Robert Lewandowski has in those 11 games?
I'm trying to remember. I remember seeing 2 against Milan. I think maybe 1. He didn't score against Bayern. I don't think he scored against Bayern. He may have won. It's 2 or 3.
4.
Wow. Okay, I missed. Okay,
4
yeah,
in 3 games. He scored twice against Milan.
That he did. Okay, I thought I was
in
right.
1 game. He scored once against United, and he scored in the Spanish Super Cup.
I don't remember the United match. Him scoring.
He scored the penalty. Remember?
Yep. To take the 1-0 lead.
Yep. He scored the penalty. Those are the only 4 in the 11 games. He missed the other game I would have counted was the Atletico game, but he didn't. I think that's when he was injured. So in the 11 games that mattered, that have defined the season, my man has only scored in 3 of them.
Yeah, that's not good.
Mr. World Class Striker, Mr. What Gerd Muller's record ain't nothing to me. Like that guy, Bayern Hall of Fame joke. I wish Dion was here to help me slander him. I'd throw this out the backboard to him right now.
Oh yeah,
joke.
Yeah, he said he still thinks his left foot is weak, but it's like nothing strong with him right now, and it's it's tough because they have singled him out in the papers in Barcelona before, but I just don't see how it's going to happen this time. But because everybody's going to get blasted, I think, for the performance. But it really comes down to it's not like they didn't have chances that were created.
Drifting back post every time is not a move.
Yeah,
that shit is not like that's not movement, bro. Like every cross, he just drifts and he's just in a jumping like he think he Cristiano. He think he can just out jump. Like, dude, these are black dudes you're jumping against, bro. It's different. Come on, man. He's ain't gonna out jump Militao, bro.
Man, you ain't lying.
Like, come on, man. Like, I'm very disappointed, but like I said, I think it'll humble us. The season's winding down. I guess it was like the last real meaningful game of the year. So I'm kind of sucks we lost because I did want to go to the game next month. I still might go, but I feel like the 11 we put out there was great. I really am starting to hate I'm not really a big fan of the Gavi hate my boy is getting. I'm never gonna like be mad at somebody for playing hard.
Right.
And he's the littlest person out there, so he got to have the most fight. Like I completely understand why he do what he do sometimes, but they just and not to mention too, he's 18. Y'all be letting that little boy frustrate. Like it's the way that they let him like fluster them, like grown ass men let him like man, he a little ass boy. Like y'all don't flee him, like shoot him on somewhere and go about y'all day. But love that kid. Never can question his effort, but yeah, it was a tough day at the office. We'll just call it that.
Yeah,
your boys played well too, and your boys played well. Like,
yeah.
The thing about you guys, if I will get like the thing I always respect about you guys is if you give you guys chances, like all Benzema needs is one. He ain't like this is what the difference between Luis Suarez and Benzema and those guys are from the Lewandowskis of the world. They need one chance, and if you give like these are the bet like they're not missing, they're one. Like these not that shots. There was no chance of that shot going wide. That's just it wasn't. It was you know what I'm saying? Like it's a way that it's just But Lewandowski's doing that, and then he's gonna do like the pray hands or something to like everybody after he misses it. Like it's just levels.
I thought we had a goal, and I was like, oh my God, maybe this will be Vinny's way of just breaking through the like big Ron curse, because he just puts him, he puts him in a spliff. He's all packed up usually. That's what the matches have been the last three against for Vinny and Valverde. Yeah, it was Valverde. Rodrigo. No, it was a cross. And it was, I think, at like the 12-minute mark. And Vinny got in front of Big Ron, and I'm like, oh my God, all he has to do is just slot this in. And he completely missed him. Like, these are the chances like you can't miss against them, because they're gonna come back and get one. Oh, but our pace was really good today. Once again, it helps that you're starting midfield, and FDJ, is top 5 midfielder in the world easily. And a true, he's just as dangerous, defending and tracking back, just from his pure pace. And then not having Pedri, who's arguably your best playmaker. I mean, let's just call it what it is, especially
when it comes to playing out of the back, though, and the way that we were turning the ball over in some of those situations.
Yeah.
Like it's just hard for me to be like Frankie wouldn't have been there. Like it's just on that breakaway for that first goal, he's somewhere in the mix there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, a couple of those turnovers that we had for Benzema's goal. Stuff like that is just things that he usually is buttoning up for us. But hats to you guys, man.
Yeah.
Said what you were going to do. Said what you were going to do and put the hands to us.
Yeah. It had to get it in Camp Nou, too. I like where this team's at. Unfortunately, they just caught a bad patch. And honestly, I think people are starting to get their legs finally, and actually true on Ben's. We're past the World Cup. We got past the international break. There's no more international break until June. So you were with your club from here on out for the next 7 to 8 weeks, just grinding, doing your thing. I like that I think that's better for Madrid more than anything. Hopefully everybody's just kind of healthy from the World Cup. And honestly, Carlo was about 2 weeks away from just playing young kids in La Liga. Just because you'll have the numbers, and you just rest dudes for Champions League.